While so many industries struggled during the pandemic, the CBD industry grew over 30%. Welcome to Wakana. We offer natural and organically grown CBD products backed by our 30-day bottom-of-the-bottle guarantee. Our proprietary blends contain more than 15 essential oils like black seed and turmeric, which help in creating the ultimate entourage effect. We provide a certificate of analysis on all of our CBD-infused products. These tests are conducted by one of the top ISO labs in Florida to ensure quality and potency inside of every batch. We are one of the few companies in the world who conduct full panel testing to confirm our ingestible products are free of pesticides, mold, and other dangerous compounds. The foundation of Wakana is based on 4 pillars, including health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. According to the current CBD market, there is a tremendous opportunity for you to launch your own dispensary with Wakana. You can retail products online, earning from 20 to 50% of the commissionable volume. By launching an online dispensary, you can win the loyalty of your customers by offering the hottest products like edibles, flower, hair care, tinctures, and topicals. Wakana isn't just a company, we are a movement. During the pandemic, we grew over 100% and expanded our headquarters from 1,000 to over 5,500 square feet. We have over 10,000 customers and a 5-star online rating from our satisfied customers and distributors. So what are you waiting for? Start partnering with one of the fastest growing and most reputable CBD companies in the world. Wakana, the crown jewel of CBD.
It just made sense to me. It was more so about teaching people a more natural way to be healthy.
We had the opportunity not only to just get the 40 acres, but also get the mule.
In the waters where the sharks and piranhas swim. Remember, couldn't see the sky, it was kind of dim. I never broke, I ain't got that kind of skin. They never shook, back for the crown again, royalty. If you got the time, we're gonna talk about loyalty.
I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at age 17, and now at age 51, I'm finally getting the relief that I need from my arthritis without all of the side effects.
I have witnessed thousands of people overcome so many challenges, chronic long-term challenges that they've not been able to really overcome with traditional pharmaceutical medication.
I went and played golf this year, and normally when I play for the first time after 18 holes, I'm really sore. I took my Impranium in the morning. I used some of the pain cream, on my knees, and it's like I hadn't played at all.
Well, Wakana isn't just a company, even though you can say it is a company, but we really formed this from the beginning to be a movement. We knew that the cannabis industry really had not catered to those who, unfortunately, were the victims of the war on drugs, and that was minorities, African Americans. And so in starting Wakana, it was really giving birth to an idea that we as African Americans, we as minorities, we as Black and brown people could absolutely play a big role in this. So we see this as a company, a movement that will absolutely revolutionize and change the cannabis industry and help impact minorities all around the world.
I've been wondering how to find you. I've been looking for you. Should come with me to Wakanda. So what you tryna do? I've been meaning to remind you. See, I had so much on my mind, yeah. I've been wondering how to find you. I've been looking for you. Should come with me to Wakanda. So what you tryna do? I've been meaning to remind you. See, I had so much on my mind, yeah. Don't go nowhere without my CBD. If you know me, it's with me anyway. Seeing me, got it on me. It's my only way of freeing me, all on my only. By my side is never leaving me, I'm never lonely. It'll get you through them late nights, no sleep. Feeling anxious when you take flight. You so free, you can use it for them back pains. The swollen knees, that feel special got me right, man. Could go to sleep, ain't gotta worry about no laws, man. No police to try to tell you that it's all the same. They so sleep, but they your flower in the Hall of Fame. And quote me, cannabis is good for everything, nobody oldies. They light us up for this flower. Left us in the dark to get devoured. Left us in the grave with no flowers. Now it's our time, it's our hour. This storm coming, no showers. They screams louder, scream louder. Let's make room for this flower. We can all bloom with this flower. They light us up for this flower. Left us in the dark to get devoured. Left us in the grave with no flowers. Now it's our time, it's our hour. This storm coming, no showers. They screams louder, scream louder. Let's make room for this flower. We can all bloom with this flower. I've been wondering how to find you. I've been looking for you. Should come with me to Wakanda. So what you tryna do? I've been meaning to remind you. See, I had so much on my mind, yeah. I've been wondering how to find you. I've been looking for you. Should come with me to Wakanda. So what you tryna do? I've been meaning to remind you. See, I had so much on my mind, yeah. I've been wondering how to find you. I've been looking for you. Should come with me to Wakanda. So what you tryna do? I've been meaning to remind you. See, I had so much on my mind, yeah. I've been wondering how to find you. I've been looking for you. Should come with me to Wakanda. So what you tryna do? I've been meaning to remind you. See, I had so much on my mind, yeah.
Nice. I really did.
While so many
I really like how that goes through pretty much a lot of the slides that we do during the presentation. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna be honest, I never actually, so we had an original video to that song that, you know, we've seen quite a bit, but I never actually watched that version of it that actually has the slides mixed in with it. So that's pretty neat. Pretty neat. We're gonna play one more video. This is more of an educational video to kind of go a little bit more into the plant and whatsoever. So let me see, I got somebody in the chat. Very cool. Yeah, it is. I never actually got a chance to see. I usually only play one video with the music on it. I don't like to be overkill, but I was like, you know, we're just check it out, you know, just to see it. So let's see here.
industries struggled during the pandemic, the CBD industry grew over 30%. Welcome to Wakana. We offer natural and organically grown CBD products backed by our 30-day bottom-of-the-bottle guarantee. Our proprietary blends contain more than 15 essential oils like black seed and turmeric, which help in creating the ultimate entourage effect. We provide a certificate of analysis on all of our CBD-infused products. These tests are conducted by one of the top ISO labs in Florida to ensure quality and potency inside of every batch. We are one of the few companies in the world who conduct full panel testing to confirm our ingestible products are free of pesticides, mold, and other dangerous compounds. The foundation of Wakana is based on 4 pillars, including health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. According to the current CBD market, there is a tremendous opportunity for you to launch your own dispensary with Wakana. You can retail products online, earning from 20 to 50% of the commissionable volume. By launching an online dispensary, you can win the loyalty of your customers by offering the hottest products like edibles, flower, hair care, tinctures, and topicals. Wakana isn't just a company. We are a movement. During the pandemic, we grew over 100% and expanded our headquarters from 1,000 to over 5,500 square feet. We have over 10,000 customers and a 5-star online rating from our satisfied customers and distributors. So what are you waiting for? Start partnering with one of the fastest growing and most reputable CBD companies in the world. Wakana, the crown jewel of CBD.
All right. Let's see. I want to share my video. Let's see. I'm gonna just be transparent with you guys. I can't hide my face behind the videos and the presentation the whole time. We all probably know, what happened in Texas recently here, and that's really just been real heavy. And I apologize. Like I don't mean to get so like emotional, like on especially on a Zoom, but I'm like, man, I just, it's really been heavy on my heart lately. And I just want to extend definitely I just want to be transparent with you guys, because I mean, anytime, like, we've been familiar with each other, like we've been on call after call, and I feel comfortable enough just, coming out like, man, like, we're going to do the presentation, we're going to have a good time, but I'm just going to be open, just honest. This is a platform that I feel like honesty is always warranted. And how can I really uphold that and encourage that if I'm not honest myself? And so I'm just gonna, just me speaking from my heart. I may be just a little bit off, I've been really really in my feelings about that, honestly. And so I apologize. This is not how I intended to start the call. I've been trying to, I've been pretty busy today with work and whatnot, trying to keep myself busy, tending to the kids. And then, we do also homeschooling. So it's been a pretty busy day, pretty good day. And I'm like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to be in good spirits. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I like to be. But I don't know, this is just, I'm sure you all, have felt the same way up on here in the news. And I just, there's really nothing to even say to really, like, you can't make sense of something like that. And many of us, we have kids, and the ones that don't have kids, we have nieces, nephews, cousins, like small children that, we all love dearly. And although, none of us may have known anybody actually affected, we all felt it. And I think this is something, it's going to take a long time for, people to definitely to heal. I don't know if you can even heal from something like this, honestly. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about our founders, though, here. We got Dr. Rita. She's our OB-GYN. She's actually been in the industry for over 20 years. Actually, she's delivered more than 10,000 babies. And I kind of think that number is very well kind of behind data, because it was 10,000 babies like quite some time ago. So I'm guessing it's probably maybe in the 15,000 range, maybe 12, 30, I don't know. But hats off to her. She's a lovely person. I got to come to Chicago a couple months ago, and I got to be around all four of these ladies that you see in front of you. I got to see Senator Van Pelt, Dr. Senator Patricia Van Pelt, our CFO and our president, and definitely take my hats off to her. She's a phenomenal person, and all that she brings to our company, just with her experience and her knowledge in different industries, and just her dedication to the company is one thing that I truly admire. Then we have Melissa Boston, ATAB, our CEO. She's also my mother. She actually Wakanda actually came to her, and it wouldn't have been technically 2019. It was because we actually launched in 2019. So I'd say somewhere in 2018, she got I would say a vision. The word popped up in her head, and many of you may be familiar with Black Panther, where they had Wakanda. Well, she was thinking Wakanda, like, why is this, bouncing off? Like, why is this idea bouncing off of that? And then actually she looked up what it actually meant. It actually meant young flower. There was a meaning behind it. And actually, she also was the CEO of another CBD company at the time. And I always knew, like, she was gonna have her own company. That's inevitable. Like, I've known her obviously my whole life, with it being my mother. Like, I knew that she was destined for greatness, and I'm really excited to see what's in store for her and all of us. It's really, really, really a true blessing just to be her son. And we also have Phyllis Nash. She's our CSO. She is the midwife of Wakanda. I've actually been knowing her for, I'm kind of telling my age here. I'm turning 30 in August, and I've been knowing her since I was about 13. So that tells you it's more than a decade and a half, almost 2 decades I've been knowing her. And she's always been like a second mother to me. And I love her so much. She truly, like, unintentionally, I think, well, I won't say unintentionally, because she does have intentions on pouring into people, but I don't think she knows how much she actually does pour into individuals that come across her, especially young people that, we're just trying to find our way around and, do things efficiently and try to be as best as we can. And she effortlessly really encourages us, and, as a diaspora and many people within Wakanda that have came across her, whether it was one time, a conversation, they all have the same experience. So definitely want to take my hat off to all 4 of our founders, and love each and every one of you if you are listening to this replay here. So we're going to talk about the industry some. So, excuse me. So as you can kind of see, this is I like to call it like the wheel of wealth. Because to me, it really breaks down very, 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 like, simply, like, to, pretty much all the industries we participate in. Like, obviously we're a CBD company. That's where we started. But I mean, if you look over here, we're also into the weight loss industry, the wellness and immune industry, essential oils, skincare, hair care. And you can see the dollar sign above each and every one of these categories, and it kind of shows you what each industry is actually worth at the moment. And to me, it's kind of fascinating just to really kind of think, like, we really started off as, CBD, and the next thing you know, the hemp powered hair was one of our first things, and then also the pain cream, the mango body. Like, we start seeing little things in other industries, skincare, hair care, and the next thing you know is, like, we got weight loss products. And the next thing you know, we had wellness and immune products. And then I'm like, where does this end? Like, I don't think it is going to end. Like, we're going to continue to branch out. And that's really cool, because, like, really, when you think of it in terms of, like, branding and really, like, broadening your horizon, that makes it to where it's something in here for everybody. Like, everybody might not be initially interested in CBD, right? But, this kind of ties everybody back into it. So there's a lot of people that maybe they're like a personal trainer and they're interested in weight loss. They don't know, they're not really necessarily interested in CBD, but they kind of become interested because they've been exposed to it through Wakanda. And I just really think that's a beautiful thing. Like, people from different walks of life, different professions, different backgrounds that come in and just pour into one another. And, this is how ideas start. This is how communities grow, companies grow. Things start off, little things turn off into something big. Like, I'm just really truly blessed and honored just to be able to witness everything and to be in the watch it from a baby up until like just really curious, out of curiosity, like where we'll be in 5 years, where we'll be in 10 years. What other products are we going to have? What other industries are we going to be in? Like, it's really, you really never know. But I do know it's going to be phenomenal, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. So learning and unlearning, this is something that is, I would say, still very, very imperative just to kind of like really break down for people. Because actually I work the call center quite often, and a lot of times you'd be surprised. Like, I mean, to us, these things may be second nature. We may know about THC and CBD and the differences, but a lot of people don't. So it's one thing to really know how to explain this thoroughly, so that way people can understand it. So, CBD, the first thing I like to start with, actually, I usually break down THC first because people are usually more familiar with that. And so THC has the psychoactive effects. Otherwise, they make you high. Some people, they kind of fill out their mind a little bit, and it does stimulate the receptors in the brain's pleasure center. It also releases a lot of dopamine, and that's actually what creates that high. Well, then I usually explain CBD second, and I say, well, the difference is CBD, although from the same plant, it's a different endocannabinoid. Like, you have different parts of the body that all have different roles. Well, same thing with the plant, like different cannabinoids, and they're for different uses, and they have different effects on the body. And CBD is non-intoxicating. It actually does stimulate receptors in the brain, but it's not the pleasure center. It's the receptors that regulate pain, anxiety, nausea, and much more, actually. And so the really crazy thing is, I still get a lot of people that want to know, like, if I'm not getting high from this, then what is it? What's the point? Like, what am I doing? Well, it's like, well, this is what it is. You're getting all this. You're getting all these health benefits. I mean, yeah, you may not be feeling high, so if that's your thing, you may want to kind of look into the Delta 8, although it's not the same as Delta 9. It definitely has different characteristics, but it's still, it's got that really intense relaxation feeling going on for it. And so I usually point people that are looking for that more so towards Delta 8. But the CBD, I mean, just look at all these health benefits that we have going on. And I mean, me personally, I am a firm testament of, the anxiety relief, because honestly, before I ever took CBD, I had done marijuana quite a few times growing up and whatnot. I just realized my mom's probably gonna watch this, and I don't know if okay, so well, it's all right. I'm grown now, and she's about 6 hours away. So, but yeah, a few times in high school, I definitely did enjoy a little bit of weed here and there, and I didn't really overindulge in it. But as I got older throughout life, I don't know if it was something to do with life experiences and whatnot, but I tried to do it when I was about 25, and at 25, I'm thinking, oh man, like, I already had kids by then. I already had like my own house, and I didn't really have time to, to do it. So I had a little time to myself, went out with some friends, and, did it. And I got really, 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 really paranoid. And it was something I never had experienced before. Like, my heart was pounding out of my chest. I was like sweating. I was just really just anxious. And I was like, literally, I thought I was going to die. I mean, that's really the best way to describe it, because it was intense. And literally, like, I remember, drinking a bunch of water, but I kept like forgetting to breathe, like little like silly stuff. Like, how is this happening? Like, what's going on? But it was just me having a reaction to the THC, like, and your mind changes a lot. You have different viewpoint on life by the time, like when you're comparing 16 to 25, your life experiences are different. So you interpret things differently, subconsciously too. So, I mean, there's really no telling what actually caused me to react like that, but I did. And then fast forward about a year later, I actually I tried some edibles. I was at a New Year's Eve party. The same thing happened, except it was more intense because these were not like these. It wasn't no joke. Trust me. Like, I mean, it was so intense that I'm like, man, like I just won't do this again. So after I realized I had anxiety, I kind of was like, I'm done with that part. I'm not messing with the plant because I now have anxiety as well. Because let's kind of I'm gonna talk a little bit, be open a little bit about my testimony. So I dealt with depression as a child, but I really never had anxiety until my 20s, if that makes sense. I don't know if I always kind of been somewhat anxious, and then different life occurrences came about, and they really amplified that depression and that anxiety. Actually, that same year was the year I lost my best friend in a car wreck. And it was just so sudden and traumatizing to me that I like had this real crazy thing going on with for instance, like car anxiety. Not me being in a car, but actually my wife and kids, they took a trip a few states over. They took like a trip with my in-laws, and I remember having panic attacks during their trip, if I hadn't heard from them or whatnot. And I knew a lot of that stemmed from the passing of my best friend. So, I found myself like up, sleepless, heart pounding out of my chest for no reason. Sometimes I wouldn't even be thinking about nothing. And then next thing you know, it hits me, like, what is this? Well, that was when my mother actually introduced me to CBD. She was like, hey, I have something that, that may offer you some relief if you just would give it a try. And then when she told me what it was, I was like, it's cannabis. Like, I didn't know nothing about CBD. All I knew was, was weed. That was it. And I was like, I can't really do that. I kind of have it kind of makes me real anxious. But, she broke it down to me and explained that this is a different part of the plant. This is a different endocannabinoid. All this was foreign language to me back then. And so when she broke it down, I was like, okay, I'll try it. What's the worst thing that can happen? I can get a little bit more anxious than I already am anyways. So she sent me a couple bottles of it. And when I tell you guys, like I took it, during that next anxiety attack. And I just remember feeling it almost instantly. Like, I don't even really know how to describe it. Like, literally, I was on the phone with her and I'm like, so how do I take this to combat this? Like, and then, she told me to start with a few drops, but if I take a lot more than that, it won't hurt. So I took a lot, like, because I wasn't trying to feel like that. So the next thing you know, it was just going like that. And I slept like a baby. And from then on, I'm like, I don't want to be without this. Like, because I knew that for me personally, some of the traditional pharmaceuticals wasn't really like my thing, because I did try to take some depression medication when I would have been about 23, 24. And I just didn't like it seemed like it took away my personality. Like, yes, it did take away the sadness that I felt at the time, but it also took away the happiness too. So it's kind of like, when they talk about, suicide rates amongst, people that are on psych meds, sometimes I wonder if it has to do with the fact that, I mean, maybe they're not feeling that pain, that mental pain, but they're also not feeling the joy. And then they're not also some of the things that keep you kind of like going when you're in those type of states, the fear of, leaving people behind, and the fear of like hurting people you love. Kind of, I can see how you could kind of lose some of that. during like taking some of those medications. So, I took it for a couple of days, and I remember seeing my daughter Anaya. She was in a play. It was like a Christmas pageant or something like that. And usually, anything she did, I was always just really proud and really just happy inside to be able to witness her growing up and whatnot. And I remember being on those medications, and I literally like felt nothing. I sat in the crowd, and I couldn't I was literally like thinking to myself, like, feel happy, like be happy, like think something, like some type of emotion. I couldn't feel anything. So that kind of scared me. So I was like, I mean, yeah, like there's ups and downs in life, but the beautiful thing about life is the happiness and the joy and things like that. So, I mean, if you take that away, then what do you even have? So by then, I told my doctor that, I didn't need any more of it. I was fine without it. So I kind of just felt like, I'll deal with it. But the CBD has actually also helped me manage that. So I'm telling you, it's really is phenomenal. And there's a lot more people out there than you probably think that have very similar story to me, similar stories to you, that maybe they feel kind of hopeless in their situation. Maybe they feel like, I'm just going to deal with it because I didn't have a good experience with my other option, or that's not a good option for me. So, some people get hopeless. And the beautiful thing about this plant is that, I look at it like not a last resort, but something for those people that really lost hope, that really feel like, what am I going to do from here? I've tried everything. Nothing works for me. We've seen some phenomenal things happen, not just looking at this chart and looking at these different diseases and whatnot on here. Like, we're talking about real people, real testimonies, real life-changing events. And let's see, I'm going to check I'm a boxing fan. I equivalent CBD to Muhammad Ali. THC is Mayweather. Hey, I know there's one reason why I love you so much, bro. I'm a boxing fan too. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, like I'm even talking about like a big boxing fan. Like anything boxing related, UFC related. Like that's my thing. We're like, a lot of you have families that are like baseball families, football families. Well, we're a boxing family. Like that's what we kind of, get together and do. Even some of my good friends, like, we have fight parties and stuff like that. That's just us. But that's pretty cool. So, we kind of talked about, that I call it the wheel of wealth that we seen earlier. And this really shows in perspective what we really mean by we're in obviously the CBD industry, the skincare industry. These are just a couple things pertaining to that. Essential oils. I always say the essential of the essential oils because we got like the main ones, the tea tree oil, eucalyptus, lemon, peppermint, stuff like that. The frankincense. Then our hair care. We have a whole actual hair care system that I can't really testify about because I don't have hair, but I promise you a lot of ladies within Wakanda, they have all type of different testimonies of things that they have experienced, like, using our products. And it really is just cool. Like, and I'm always told by my wife I could put it on my beard. So, I mean, I may try that just so I can enjoy all the, these perks that everybody else is talking about, people with hair. But then the wellness and immune industry that we're in here, the first look at the first defense, the one that has the little nasal thing on top of it. That's something that I honestly, guys, I don't know, like if y'all haven't used it, if you have allergies, if you get colds often, get congested, that is something that is no joke. Like, I got really bad allergies myself. I was told actually that there was no really relieving the type of allergies that I have. Like they're that bad that the only advice the doctor was really able to give me was to move to a whole different place. So, I mean, So, but this is something that I definitely like, especially keep through the spring and the winter, because that seems when I'm the most irritated. And anytime I'm really congested in my nose, starting to get even itchy eyes, like from all the pollen and the dander, like I take that, and it definitely helps manage that. And even with the flat belly lifestyle, the diet change, the life change I've also seen relief to the allergies that I actually suffer from. A couple of years ago, I would step outside, and it just came out of nowhere. I wasn't always like that, but about 2 years back, I had some of the worst allergies I had in my life. I literally went outside, cut grass. I was maybe out there 45 minutes. My my left eye, I mean, it swelled up like I had an allergic reaction. And for days, there was nothing I could take. I took Benadryl. I took all type of things to try to get the swelling to go down. I was putting hot packs, cold packs, anything. I was willing to do anything to get my eye back to normal. It was really no other explanation other than obviously, I got to make some dire health changes because, a lot of times, some people were born with allergies. I wasn't that type of person. I didn't have really any allergies until my 20s. And I knew some of it was related to lifestyle and stuff like that. So I have definitely seen some pretty cool changes, just, taking certain things out of my diet, especially dairy. That's the number one thing that I feel has really made the difference in just the overall way I feel. And then the weight loss industry up here, we got Flat Belly Brew, which is a coffee, and our Flat Belly gummies, and both actually have CBD. That's the cool thing, CBD infused coffee. You get your CBD in the morning with a nice dose of, caffeine, but not too much to where you get the jitters. So that's kind of cool. And as we see, this is our full line. I'm sorry. This is not even our full line, is what I wanted to say. Just actually one of the seasonings back here. We actually have 3. They're not on the site. So if you're looking for them, you actually have to talk to either me, Sylvia, or Sharon. If you give us a call, we can help you place an order for the seasonings. They come in Flavor King, Garlic Fire, and then Chili Lime. And this kind of just shows, some of our gummies back here. The coffee that we were just talking about, the pain cream, the water soluble, which is something that's really cool because you can add this to your mocktail. You can add it to your water, your shake, like for that. A lot of times, people wonder what the difference is, like, between the power hempranium and the water soluble. The biggest difference is the hempranium. There's other essential oils in it. So there's a taste to it. Not a bad taste, but definitely something that you don't want in your water or your mocktail because it's going to change the taste of it, So when you go with the water soluble, there's actually no taste in that. So it's just a different way to get it, just like the seasonings are a different way to get it. Just like the pre-roll is a way to get it. That Lewis, he may be doing that right now. And then we got the liquid relief, because you can also get it through your skin. And shampoo, leave-in detangler, CBD and all that. You can get it, it's really great for the hair. And even, let's see, our butters. I haven't actually got to try our butter, but I heard it was really delicious. Let's check the tag. Meds only suppress the problem. Huge on combat sports, MMA, kickboxing, boxing. Yes, definitely. So I'm gonna ask you, do you think Wilder, you think he'll ever, how do you think he's gonna make out? Because I'd like to see him just come back and prove everybody wrong. I'm always the type of guy, like I always go for the person that everybody else kind of don't believe in. They kind of doubt, like the underdog. That's always just that's just always who I went for. So, but let's see. While he marinates on that, these are some of our smokable products. As you can see, our pre-roll, and this is our Raspberry Jane vape, then our Hypnotic. The cool thing about the Hypnotic vape for me is that it is extremely therapeutic. Like that person that deals with anxiety and whatnot. Maybe they're trying to like maybe they can't really always light up a pre-roll, or maybe the gummies aren't their thing because they need instant relief. That's definitely a game changer for a lot of people, including myself. Now, the raspberry jane, I haven't actually tried, but I've actually heard smokers really kind of like using this just to kind of just to help, stopping with the habit and whatnot, because I don't know if it's because it's just the repetition of actually inhaling something, but there's also a therapeutic benefit to this, because even though it doesn't have that 250 milligrams, it still has 100 milligrams of CBD. So you're still going to get your endocannabinoid system fed CBD, even from our more recreational vape is what I'll call it. And then as you see the pre-roll, I'm probably gonna light one of those up after we get done here. So this is our Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0. We actually just launched this just a few months ago. We got a lot of exciting things going on in the company. Some books that are going to be coming out, recipe books. I'm seeing a lot of just ridiculous testimonies behind not only so we have there's 3 different phases. There's phase 1, which is plant focused, but you're still allowed to do meats, obviously clean meats and stuff like that. And there's a lot of still diet changing that, but you're allowed animal products. Now, phase 2 is all plant-based. You're not eating any type of meat, not trying to do no dairy, all those type of things. Like it's for a lot of people, maybe we always recommend, like, if this is new to you, maybe start with phase 1, then jump into phase 2. But you got people like me who's kind of like sometimes a little extreme, like I did a little bit of phase 1, but I don't think I ever really stuck to it enough to really just, I'm kind of like I have been in the past, kind of like, I'll do it, but then I kind of get sidetracked, right? Oh, I'm working. I always had an excuse. Oh, I'm working so much overtime right now. At the time I was working at it, when it first came out, I was actually working still at a factory. And we were working a lot of overtime and whatnot. I was also going to school during all that. So I always had like a reason to put things off, so-called. And even though I always wish I would have got a hold of my health sooner. But then again, it's like, I am where I am now. And I'm glad to be in the journey now, because I feel like I come across a lot more people today than I did back then. So back then, like, I could have made my change and did what I had to do. But some of the people that I encourage and I affect today, I would have been on maybe on a different path of my life. So I don't have any regrets. I'm happy to be in the journey right now, in the moment, in the time. So we're actually on phase 2. We did phase 3 and seen some really crazy results, guys. Like me and my wife, we both done it together, actually twice, and probably gonna do it again. Probably maybe at the end of the summer. So I don't want to really do it too frequently, but maybe 2-3 times a year. But if you're wondering what's the phase 3 cleanse, well, it's a 21-day raw cleanse where you're not consuming any cooked foods. You're doing 3 juices a day. The men are doing 72 ounces. The women are doing, I believe it's 48 ounces a day of fresh pressed juice right out your kitchen. And then your different type of salads and snacks and literally all raw foods. And one thing I've learned is definitely plan accordingly. You're going to do phase 3. Like I encourage everybody to do it. It's a beautiful experience, but really try to plan accordingly and be diligent and strategic, because there's so much you can do with raw food. You don't have to get into the cleanse and burn yourself out. Sometimes people are okay with doing the same salad every day. Some are not. Some people, they really thrive off of variety. So if you're the kind of person that thrives off of variety, then kind of just, prepare a little bit, like look up some raw recipes, try a little bit of raw recipes here and there and see what it is that you like. So that way when you go on the cleanse, you're not so intimidated by the 21 day, which is really cool because also we have a 7-day cleanse for that person that maybe are like, hey, like, I know I need to cleanse. I know I need to make improvements in my health, but I'm not ready for the 21-day cleanse. That's a long time for a lot of people. A long time for me. You know, for somebody that was, I literally went from really unhealthy lifestyle right into the 21-day cleanse, you know? So, which I'm glad I did it like that, you know, but not everybody's not like that. Some people, you know, they have to kind of do it in increments. Phase 1, phase 2, 7-day cleanse, then, you know, go back to phase 1 or 2 and then do the 21-day cleanse. So however, you know, however it is you see fit, you definitely want to do that. But this is coming from somebody that did it twice. I definitely will kind of, you know, map out a little bit more, you know, different recipes and different ideas. So that way it'll make it a little easier, you know. Actually our trainer did it with us and we were fine because we had already done it, but I really felt bad because I didn't know how picky of an eater he was until, you know, we all did the cleanse together. And I'm like, I mean, you know, you can't just eat one type of greens and nothing else, like, and do your juices. Like, you got to eat a variety. You got to eat food. Like, you know, this is the whole point of the cleanse is to get as much nutrients as you can, detox, lose the waste, as Dr. Eric likes to say, not the weight, lose waste, because you're literally losing waste during the whole 21 days. I'm telling you guys, it's really phenomenal. I'm going to check the chat here. Not at cruiserweight. His hands are blessed. I think he working on his games, footwork wise. He got outclassed, bottom line. Yeah, he did. He did. And I hated that, you know. I wanted him to take that, you know, that W, but it's cool. It's cool. There's always next time. Pure Seduction lineup. So these are some of our sexual products that we have. Our G-Spot Lube, our KLJ gummies, which is a really popular item. Some of our body butters. Sharon was talking about in one of the calls. Some of you guys may have been here during that, but actually the uterus is really good. Like, you know, I'm not really that good on some of these terms, like trying to explain like how it works, but just know the way she explained it to us on the call. Some of y'all were here. This is really good for that type of thing. So that's cool. And I know I butchered that, so I pray y'all forgive me, but I tried. So this is our disclaimer. So our products are not for use or for sale to people under the age of 18. Our vaping oil is not for use or for sale on anybody under 21. This product should only be used as directed on the label. You definitely want to consult your physician or your doctor. Like, and it's not really because there's any, you know, bad side effect or there's nothing like, no, but you want to be on the same page with your physician. You want them to know, hey, this is what I'm doing, especially if you're seeing results. Like, we have people that are seeing their blood pressure be lowered and whatnot. And let's say you're taking a blood pressure medication. It's good to be on something like CBD to help with that, so you need less, but your physician also needs to know what it is you're doing, because, you know, if you're still taking whatever dose that they're giving you and then the CBD is lowering your blood pressure, you don't want it to obviously get too low. So you definitely always want to keep them up to speed with what it is that you're doing and whatnot. And so, yeah, I mean, I feel like, let's see, it's right. We right at 9 o'clock. So I feel like we made pretty good time. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Let's see, I'm gonna stop this. Here we go. Does anybody have anything they'd like to ask or anything that they would like to share before we say good night tonight? Feel free. Don't be. This is the Millennial call. I didn't change it back. So the old platform was you would have to bring somebody to panelists for them to participate. But I like the open platform. Like, as in, if people have something they want to add or chime in or whatnot. It's kind of, I like that open door policy here. So let's see. Thank you. Yes, and thank you for being with us, with me tonight and sticking it out. I always enjoy having you guys. Always look forward to this call. This is definitely one of my favorite days for sure of the week. So once again, I want to say thank you, and I hope you all have a blessed week. And until next week, love you all. Y'all have a good night.